Remember that time Disney World and Universal went head to head?
Universal versus Disney World. Which is better?
What is better, Disney or Universal?
I refuse to answer that question.
I don't know.
I am torn between two merchandise options.
Which is better, Walt Disney World?
This is like asking me to pick my favorite child.
It's like no contest. This kid is like, okay, but like after a couple hours, it gets my nerve.
You know, short answer, they're both wonderful in their own ways.
I can like both things. I can like both things equally. I can think Universal does things better than Disney, and I can think Disney does things better than Universal, and I can like them both. So I will not answer your ridiculous questions.
Disney World theming is top notch. No one is doing this better. And the thing that they like to do is immerse you in the theme.
That's the whole point of the parks existing, is that Walt saw other theme parks that were kind of gross and not run properly and thought, wouldn't it be nice if there was a perfect place families could go together to have a really fun day where they could forget about the dirty, unorganized world outside the gate, where everything inside is perfect and magical and wonderful.
Everything from the architecture to the color profiles used to the plants, to the music you hear, to the foods, everything is themed to wherever you are.
That's not to say that Universal doesn't do a great job, okay?
It feels pretty pell-mell to me. It kind of feels like they shook a box of IP they own and then scattered it about the landscape.
The story isn't always there with Universal. Like the story of the rides is not congruent with the other rides in the land. So like in Harry Potter World, sometimes you're a Muggle visitor, sometimes you're a student. And like, what am I? Whereas in Disney World, I know what I am at all times.
Now I will say that Universal does get super immersive with the Harry Potter stuff.
Particularly Diagon Alley. If you want to talk about immersion, you can't even see that land until you walk through that wall. Breedlove literally didn't know it was there. Like, he didn't go there until I took him there in a video, because he just would walk right past through the London section and keep on going to Men in Black.
The only reason that Universal is even in this conversation is because of the Wizarding World. Yes, I said it, okay? And y'all can come after me if you want, but you know it's the truth. If there was not the Wizarding World and Universal, would we even be having this episode? Would this episode even be in existence? No, it would not.
Even though Universal has the best themed land, in my opinion, Disney does have better theming. I'm not really surprised on this one. That's kind of their thing.
The best themed land in Walt Disney World.
I think a lot of people are going to say Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge, I think Galaxy's Edge is very well themed in Hollywood studios.
Galaxy's Edge is the best themed.
My knee-jerk reaction was going to be to say Star Wars Land in Batuu.
How can you actually compete with Galaxy's Edge?
And then I think the second most popular answer will be Pandora.
But I have to say that I'm actually gonna go with Pandora.
One of the most surprising areas that's incredibly well themed to me was Pandora.
But I think it's Toy Story Land.
But it's also kind of a nightmare land. It's all primary colors. I don't know, maybe I don't like feeling small.
Small.
I say small now.
Small.
Because that's how Molly said it in the Toy Story Land video, RTT. She said small.
Small.
So now I'm gonna say small.
Small.
I can't help but say it. I can't not say small.
Small.
I've got small fever.
It might be Liberty Square. It really might be Liberty Square, because no other land had the audacity, no other land has had the gall since 1971 to put a poop-themed river, okay? That is how dedicated those Imagineers were to their craft at Liberty Square. They were like, yeah, we're gonna make all the flowers red, white, and blue. We're gonna make historically accurate crooked shutters because people would have hung these up with leather so they wouldn't hang straight. We're gonna put 2 lanterns in that window to symbolize 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. And we're gonna put a poop river in here because there was no indoor plumbing. We're not even putting a bathroom in this whole land. Literally, there's not. Fact check it. There's not.
I have walked past it and didn't even know you could walk behind this wall, and this whole world is right here.
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits.
Quincy, I've got a bone to pick with you. These questions.
I write these questions. I make the rules.
You want me to sum up Walt Disney World rides in one sentence?
There's like 50 rides. Who wrote these?
Disney World, I would say, is nostalgia, family-friendly fun.
Can I just say a bunch of words?
At its core, Walt Disney World is a family destination. So the vast majority of its rides are geared towards families and things that everyone can experience together for the most part. The most iconic styles of rides that Disney is so
You'd like me to sum up Universal rides in one sentence? Screams. Ooh.
Universal attractions and rides are the PG-13 equivalent of a film.
A little bit too scary. Threw my neck out.
Best ride in Disney World is different from my favorite. Keep that in mind, because the best ride in Walt Disney World is Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance is more than a ride. It's an immersive theater piece. It's a multiple ride system experience, and it is the most incredible thing I've ever done.
But I don't think it is the core Disney attraction. To me, if you are asking me what the best example of a Disney attraction is, it would be something like Pirates of the Caribbean or Haunted Mansion, which are a classic Disney attraction, original music. They've been around for a very long time. They're quintessential and iconic and associated with the Disney brand. Pirates in particular has been updated and rejuvenated to breathe new life into it because Walt said we never stop moving, we always keep moving forward. So they've added in Captain Jack to loop it into a younger audience. But those are both still family attractions, so the whole family can go on it together. There's a little bit of thrill because of the drop on Pirates or the spookiness of the mansion, but it overall is just a classic Disney experience.
The best ride at Universal is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure TM.
Probably Hagrid's Magical Motorbike Adventure.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
The best ride at Universal Studios is E.T. Ooh.
Which park has better family rides?
What? It's Walt Disney World.
There are probably more family-friendly rides at Universal than you might think, but it is definitely a lot more intense.
Oh, the worst ride at Universal Orlando?
The ride that we went on that made my daughter cry so much that we had to stop. And Molly is gonna fire me from the AllEars team when she hears my answer to this.
If anyone on this cast has the audacity to say Fast and the Furious Supercharged, I'd like to speak with you.
But I think that the Fast and the Furious ride,
When this is all edited together, somebody's gonna say Fast and the Furious, and I'm going to be mad at you.
is the worst ride. She's at my door. She's banging on the door.
Doesn't matter.
Molly, I'm sorry.
You're ridiculous.
I'm sorry. We can still be friends.
Stop.
She left.
Overall, Disney has the better rides.
Depends on what you mean by better. In my opinion, I want to go to Walt Disney World more and experience those attractions again because I have an emotional attachment to them. If I want to go for a thrill, I'm probably going to go to Universal Studios. But if I just want to go because I want to go experience those attractions that are near and dear to my heart, then I'm going to Walt Disney World.
It's a really fun attraction. It's like a roller coaster 3D simulator hybrid that takes you down into the vaults. Breakfast Ronto wrap, yum, and I got a black calf.
Oh, great. Let's talk about the food. Perfect. You want me to do the disclaimer? Hi, I'm Breedlove. I'm a vegan. Nothing I talk about will be relevant for you.
The best thing I've eaten in Universal Orlando.
Something at Cowfish, which is in City Walk. I have a crab rangoon dip there. That is so good.
Was the pizza fries at Halloween Horror Nights.
Fish and chips are very, very, very good at Universal Orlando. They're better than the ones in Epcot, in my opinion.
Oh my goodness! What did they put in the fries? That's so good.
Tater tots, green eggs and ham from Dr. Seuss from Green Eggs and Ham.
As far as kind of like a savory meal, I really enjoyed the potato jacket from the Potato Jacket stand that's located outside of Diagon Alley.
Oh my gosh, at Halloween Horror Nights this year, they had a jalapeno popper grilled cheese.
They don't have great plant-based options. Yeah, I said it. Universal Orlando could do better.
So I didn't answer the question. I gave you like 8 answers to the question.
Best thing I've eaten at Disney is a really hard question.
My favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World is Jico, and the best thing on the menu there is the filet mignon with the red wine sauce and the mac and cheese. So one of those babies, medium rare. Good glass of red wine. That is up there.
There is a treat that I like to eat every time I'm at Disney.
Ohana nudes, Ohana bread pudding, cheeseburger pods, beignets from Port Orleans.
It tastes so sweet, and it's really neat, and it might just make your life complete.
A jalapeno pepper jack stuffed pretzel, a caramel apple on Main Street.
Give me a churro covered in cinnamon sugar. Give me a churro. Excuse me, I'll have another.
Haven't even gotten into festivals. Let's just say there's some good eating at Walt Disney. Oh my gosh, Chef Art Smith's thigh-high chicken biscuits on his signature cheddar drop biscuits. That might be the answer.
Give me a churro.
It's one of those 17 things I just said.
But I am going to go that Universal has better theme park snacks overall.
Honestly, probably Disney. You can get kind of the Mickey pretzel, you can get churros.
Churro.
There's something particularly magical about getting popcorn at the end of the night at Disney World.
Theme park food is universal. Better pizza, better burgers. We're talking like we're talking like walking to Pizza Rizzo or walking up to Louie's or walking up to Cosmic Rays or walking up to Richter Burger. Like the classic generic theme park food is actually done better at Universal for the most part.
The park that has the better sweets is Disney, okay? They are known for their sweets, for their cupcakes.
That gray stuff cupcake is lit.
The ganachery, Gideon's cookies. I mean, hello.
Walt Disney World has the better food, hands down. To the point where I want to bring food to Universal.
Disney World has the better food. For me. And I think for you too. I don't think there's anyone probably gonna say Universal Orlando has the better food. Like, Disney World is known for its food. There is a Disney food blog because people are obsessed with knowing about all the new foods coming out in Disney World all the time.
This is not a knock on Universal's food. I think it is generally very good. But again, if I'm gonna look for a variety, if I'm gonna look for something that I can find consistently high quality food, it's going to have to be Walt Disney World.
Here is our yummy looking fish and chips. We're gonna split it since we have so much food to eat. All right, let's check out the room. So this is your standard layout where you get the 2 queens.
Now, when it comes to hotels, we are back to a competitive standpoint for these 2 parks because Disney World probably has what I would consider the better fancy hotels.
My personal favorites are Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge, and just the feeling of walking into those resorts with the huge, tall stories, high ceilings, and the architecture and the detail and the theming, and then you walk out and there's like literally giraffes.
That's fancy. If that's not fancy, I don't know what is.
Universal has some really good value hotels. What is it called? The
Cabana Bay blows Pop Century and the All-Stars out of the water, no questions asked.
Universal's
I spent less than $100 at Cabana Bay. They had a bowling alley, a lazy river, pool bars with actual good food at the food court. It's walking distance to the theme parks.
I think you could probably put together a vacation at Universal Orlando for less money than you could in Walt Disney World.
Going to Disney World, child, you gotta take out a second mortgage, okay? Sell one of your kids, sell your kidneys, okay? Save up. People save up for years to afford a trip to Walt Disney World, okay?
It costs about the same to go to Universal, both parks, as it does to get a Disney park hopper. It's not too much of a difference. But if you're talking about like how much the food costs,
Water's $4 everywhere you go.
how much the extras cost, how much the hotels cost, how much in general you're just paying, I do think Universal's more budget friendly.
Neither of these are particularly budget friendly. That being said, simply by virtue of the fact that there is a lot more to do at Walt Disney World makes it less budget friendly. There is just more going on. There's 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, endless dining and shopping options. I mean, there's just more happening there. So by the virtue of the fact that the volume is greater, you're likely going to pay more to try to do more.
So yes, Disney World does have 4 theme parks versus Universal's 2, which is a big trump card. However, Universal is working on an entirely new park, Epic Universe.
Epic Universe is planned as the 3rd theme park, not counting Volcano Bay, which is their water park, that is planned for Universal Orlando.
And it will be introducing some new IP to the universe, including some Nintendo.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a big nerd and I like video games and comic books and superhero type stuff. So anything where that exists, I'm probably gonna be there.
It's rumored to have some kind of expansion to the Wizarding World. A lot of people believe it to be Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I don't want. The amount of canon they threw away to make little jokes telling me that that guy's related to Albus Dumbledore, and then there was like the Swapperoo thing with Zoe Kravitz's character, the brunette, she is so boring. The secrecy of the Wizarding World, they're just like, forget that, these two are in love. Like, that's, I've been distracted.
Let's get real, people. The reason that I like Disney more than I like Universal is because of the nostalgic vibes and the loyalty that they've built with their brand with us over the years.
There are people who I know are big Universal diehards because they have that same emotional connection having grown up with it. I just didn't have that with Universal. So my bias is going to tend to trend towards Walt Disney World.
They're both good, but for me, Walt Disney World is about like magic. It just feels like this much more wholesome to me, and I want the world to be this much more wholesome, and I think that is why I am drawn to Walt Disney World.
So of course I'm gonna go to Universal, and of course I'm a huge Universal fan also, but Disney World has my heart forever, no matter what. Nothing could possibly change that. No Epic Universe could ever change that.
Universal is a lot less stressful than Disney. Like, Disney is stressful nowadays. You have to be on your phone constantly. You do not have to do that at Universal. There are millions of people there all the time. It is always crowded. The waits are always long. That is not the case at Universal. There's always a lot to worry about, just in general. At Disney, I feel like, and your brain gets really busy. Whereas Universal, I always just have like a fun day.
I'm hesitant to say Universal is better than Disney World because I love Disney. I think it's still hard to beat it overall when it comes to immersion and theming. But as far as what I would choose if it was to go to one over the other, that answer right now is Universal.
There's nothing out there that says you can't love both. And I do love both, and I love going to both, and I love rides at both, and I also don't like going to both sometimes, and I don't like things about both, and that's okay. So I'm not going to choose because I'm not living in a black and white world where I can only have Mickey Mouse or Harry Potter. I live in a magical world where I get to have both of them, and so do you. So just pick which one you like, or go to both, or neither. It doesn't doesn't matter. Just do whichever of the ones makes you happy. If it makes you happy to drink a butterbeer and then go on Velocicoaster, I hope you do it. And if it makes you happy to eat a Mickey bar and then ride the Haunted Mansion, I hope you do that too. But stop choosing and stop pitting them against each other because they're both awesome.
I was thinking there was something from Shakespeare that I could do. The two houses that live side by side of Romeo and Juliet. The Capulets and the what's the other one? The Amulets and the Capulets. I don't remember Shakespeare.
Hey everyone, it's Molly. Thanks for watching this week's RTT. Sorry it got a little unhinged. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you want more RTT right now though, click over here for a list of our favorite in-park episodes. And if you want more AllEars, click over here for the ultimate throwdown between Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Thanks for watching!